Um, this is video 2 of the gaming rig vlog. Not much has changed on this setup, to be honest. I did do some stuff with the PC. I just inserted an old floppy disk drive that I ripped out of an older Dell. It doesn't actually work because the wires don't fit on the motherboard, but other than that, I've replaced the membrane keyboard, which is now that there, with a Dell mechanical keyboard that I had. I've used it before, and it's pretty good, and I like it. Still Razer mouse pad with the same default mouse that came with the PC. This PC, nothing else has been modified other than the floppy disk drive, which is right here underneath the CD disk drive. But other than that, I also reorganized the wires back here a little bit. There's a bunch of wires right here too. Other than that, here's the Dell PC. So if we open it up, you can see, hold on, you can see that it's actually completely empty, except for a bunch of junk that I have in there from tearing it apart. It's all on the floor. So Dean, my roommate, had an idea, or he had two ideas for a gaming rig setup that he might build. One of them was some sort of wooden box, and the other was to hang all the parts of a PC from the ceiling. So we worked together to take all the parts out of the PC body first. I did most of the work. And then I just laid it all out on the floor to get an idea of, like, how spread out it could be. And it's not much. Keyboard is this size, so it doesn't really expand that far due to the limitations of the wires. This wire isn't even connected to anything. It was the old wire for the floppy disk drive, so I just left it there. This is a power supply. It's not plugged in. This is the fan. Goes on top of the heatsink, which has the CPU under there. This is a big motherboard. If you know about computers, I probably don't have to tell you all this stuff. This is a hard drive. That's the CD drive. You can see power button. That's it right there. And some USB ports. And that's all the interesting parts. And keyboard and mouse. I don't have a monitor hooked up to it because I'm using both my monitors over there. I was using that small square one for a bit, but I put it back. And then we were thinking of using this TV, but it actually doesn't have a VGA port, so that doesn't work, and we don't have any other spare TVs at the moment. But anyway, that's all the gaming rig stuff that I have for right now. I think the next thing that we're gonna do is probably, like, hang that shit somewhere. And then, like, I don't know, get another screen for it so that this PC is completely functional, and it'll be like one of the many art projects that we have hung up on the walls around here. And then it'll also be a fully running Windows XP Dell desktop computer. but sort of disembodied. This does run, by the way. I did take all of these parts out individually from the body and rewire them. Or not rewire them, but just unplug them and then plug them all back in. And I did it correctly. And so I had it sitting on the table running, Bejeweled was on there, and I did some stuff in Microsoft Paint. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that computer. It doesn't really do much else besides access a hard drive and play Minesweeper, and not much else. So now I've got... Oh yeah, another idea is that we use this big chunky Dell body for something. Possibly moving all the components from this petite HP college desktop into that one so that I have more space for adding shit, which is a good idea, but the main connections with the motherboard to the body are all these bumps here, and I don't think it carries over from motherboard to motherboard. I tried fitting the power supply into, where's the power supply hole? I think this one up here is where the power supply goes. I tried fitting the power supply from that one into there, because it's just, on this computer, all the stuff, come on, all the stuff just folds out all weird. It's fucking crazy. This is the power supply, and it folds up that way. I don't want to mess with any of this right now because my PC's running. And then this is the disk drive. It folds up, and then there's the floppy disk drive underneath it. These 3 tabs take off the front plate, and this flap right here I actually can flap. It just holds all the things in my ports here, so my graphics card, and also this modem that we pulled from the Dell. It doesn't actually work because of drivers, so it's not compatible with the new PCs. But the Ethernet cable wasn't working, so Dean suggested yanking out. And this is the brace for it. You see it's got like that symbol, which looks like an Ethernet port, right? And then also this one, which looks like it's supposed to be signifying phone line, right? So that goes on the front of that, but we had to take that off because it was too tall for the petite chassis. But it didn't work because of drivers. And also, I think the only reason that it hasn't been working is my wire, my Ethernet cable. I don't know why it doesn't work, but I'm just going to need to get a new Ethernet cable, I guess, because it should work, right? It should be that you plug one end into the Wi-Fi modem in one of the yellow holes, right? And these LAN holes, I've got it plugged into there, and usually what's supposed to happen is you plug the other end into the Ethernet port. It doesn't matter where it is, it's down there. And what's supposed to happen is the 2 lights around the Ethernet port are supposed to like turn on and flash and shit. But it doesn't do that, and I'm suspecting it's because of my wire, because it doesn't do that on either end. So what could be the problem if both ends are functioning but the wire? Anyway, what else to show? Probably nothing, because that's all I've changed so far, is just like nothing on that, and then I literally gutted an entire PC over here. So, I'm gonna turn off the video now and figure out where to put all these guts. Make sure to like and subscribe, watch part 1 if you're coming from recommendations. I'll put it in the card right now. And shout out to my mom, because she texted me that she watched part 1. Hi, Mom. I love you. Okay, goodbye.